Disclaimer. This game is a work of fiction. Any persons, people, events that resemble true events are purely coincidence. And with that, hi, I'm Keegan, and this is a bunch of gamers. This is our 216th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition, The Winds of L.A. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a third of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name is Riley, and I am playing Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a rune of the Glasswalkers.
Last time, the Pax had followed a star in Cassandra Stoneeyes, formerly Andy Paints with Twilight, and ended up in Flux. Meanwhile, Zeb spoke to Dr. Appleton and learned that the good doctor had new kinds of control and new creatures from beyond the deep umbra, aiding him, the engineer, and the banker in their attempt to bring about total dissension for the human race. Zeb followed the light and ended up in Flux as well, as they continued to move out and gain various visions of the future. Strange things as forests burst from cities, heat seekers self-destructing to save glasswalkers, and Cora seeing her granddaughter, who seems to never want to truly be. The Pax then found themselves blasted out into Baja California and must continue on their path, trying to find Sven and save the bow from the good doctor. First thing that you notice is that the ocean is relatively close. You probably start walking the shoreline, though how you're going to get over the border is still in the air. Though the ocean looks a little darker than normal. Zeb, looking in the umbra, even here the banes seem to be thicker than one would expect, given that you're on a good seashore. You're on the seashore. It's not a ton of buildings. And as far as you can tell, nothing has been nuked here in Baja California.
Is there a way to kind of see what type of banes these are to maybe draw a better conclusion?
Yes. One sec. They look like most of them are hurlings, which are banes of sludge and oil, specifically.
And Zeb will relay that, and it could be anything from boats sinking to, between all of the terrible events that have occurred, refineries being blown up, or just general sea pollution. But did we hear anything in the news about there being a massive oil spill that's occurred?
You haven't yet, but you've been gone in Flux, so that's also in the air.
Okay. And I guess the other question is, nearest sept to here?
The closest one you can think of is... One sec. You recall the Sept of Antle de Oceano, which is here in Baja, California? It's a Shadow Lord Sept.
Okay, that's the one that we visited before then.
Yeah.
Okay. I propose we go there, we get news, and then we need to travel no matter what. Odds are we might find out something terrible when we get there, but seeing the kid, and I want to attack. We need to attack now. Truthfully, it's in my opinion, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. If we don't get that goddamn bow back, we're done. If the kid falls, we're fucked, but we will not be super done. It'll just be really bad. Either way, I want none of those things to happen. So we just keep moving. So let's hit the sept first.
Agreed.
And we can check normal news, I guess, as we make our way before we get supernatural news.
Yeah, I can just check my phone.
Yeah, checking your phone, it looks like there's been several major oil leaks, not just in the Pacific, but also in the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf of California, as they've started to things have been kind of just falling apart as due to the war efforts. Companies have been trying to keep up with demand, both for war and everything else, but given the state of the economy, the civil unrest, things like that, lots of regulations were waved away, and there were several catastrophic failures on multiple oil platforms, essentially all at once, turning large swaths of the Gulfs into oil slick sludge, with a now bankrupt America unable to really tackle the environmental crisis that is occurring.
And here I thought something terrible had happened. We'll stay in the Umbra, Keegan, and make our way that way. And Zeb will just kind of observe what we see along the way, whether it's military presence, whatever's happening on the Mexican side of the border, right? But as we'll get a good look that way, and that way we're not walking the street and trying to make it the hard way.
Yeah, moving through.
William,
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No. Go
I was gonna ask, William, is there any news from the Great Lakes region?
I would do a quick search.
Yep. Looks like there's tensions between American forces and Canadian ones, given the recent bombings, as well as a lot of the rhetoric coming out of the United States, and also because of essentially the nuclear catastrophe that America has wrought, given its nuclear bombing of China. There's also a worry that American refugees will start pouring into Canada after the recent riot and execution of the President of the United States.
And I would pass along that information.
Well, that's just more news for us to handle, but we must keep up.
So, keeping on, there is a high military population. Most of it is traveling north. Once again, Mexico is trying to keep American refugees out of their country, given the absolute state of violence and the amount of guns American refugees have been pouring with over the border, causing upticks in violence in some places, and some are even using guns to pay for their passage into Mexico and Canada to the criminal underworld elements there.
As we're walking along, I spoke to, because I didn't tell them who I spoke to, I'll make that clear. I spoke to a source that deals with some of the Namer technology, and it would appear that the good doctor and others have been trying to take advantage of satellites and other things to map the Earth and the people on it, which might explain those horrific creatures that are going to be following us more and more. And so I say that because we probably have some time being spit out of Flux, because we appeared out of nowhere, which means we need to be found. But this also means that we keep moving. Okay, so whatever we find out here, we're gonna. Name of my pack aside, I imagine we're not going to find a lot of great news anywhere we stop, right? So that's just, we have to harden up a little bit if we need to keep moving, because the bigger the risk if some of those things hit a cairn that is weakly defended, unlike Sacred Stone, we'd be in trouble.
Is that why we're in the Umbra traveling instead of the physical?
Yes, if we see them, I want to be able to attack them. They were actually moving in the physical world, which was even more surprising to me, whatever these creatures were. When I encountered one before I made it to Flux and saw you all, I was in Colorado Springs, and one was on the street or in an alley. I would sooner, for the advantage of the Veil right now, that we stay on this side, and if one of them is stupid enough to come near us, well, they probably won't be, but I would sooner fight this way than be stuck in the physical world and risk what all that entails. But yes, to your question.
Well, the satellite's also a big issue too.
Yeah, my contact did not undersell the amount of surveillance that was available, and I think we are generally aware of that, right? The amount of cameras that we've had to deal with and things that you've taken care of for us before, William. So I don't think it's going to be a matter of attempting to jam satellites, right? But we'll just keep on the bounce.
Yeah.
So you finally get to the Sept. News is, as you predicted, not great. As it turns out, it looks like the nuclear bomb and the ensuing panic, breakdown of orders, as well as just the violent curtailing of any concerns, has caused such negativity to shoot through LA, given that the government wants to keep an iron grip control over it, as it being a major port into the United States, has caused this wave of negativity that has killed every sept in LA except one that is just outside of it, the Sept of the Looming Hill, which is on Bald Mountain. And it was that is where all the surviving Garu of LA have moved on to and now have to travel a decent amount of time now or even drive to try and do any kind of excursions into the city proper.
Zeb will describe where we've, the other 4 cities where we ended up recovering items from, right, in those conditions where there was some kind of tear. Is that tear still present in LA, or were the Garu there able to take care of it after the fact?
They've heard about the tear. No one knows if the Garu there have taken care of it or not. That's not really the news that's coming out of LA so much as the amount of Banes, the Fuglings, and some strange new spirits that seem to be warping other spirits, and some Garu that choose to fight them.
Warping how?
Changing them into something wormish and hideous in every regard. Like a Nexus crawler, but less tied to the worm and more tied to possibly the wild. It's unclear because there's a consistent pattern that these things change whatever they touch into something horrific and monstrous, but they seem to also have more focus. And there's some talk that these spirits can not only manifest in the physical world, but humans don't notice them.
Well, I guess that tracks some of the things we've seen then. Other than information, do we want to press to LA? We're going to be working our way up to California. Do they have a moon bridge that would even link from here to there, or is it isolated where we just have to go there over the
It's
Umbra?
isolated. The Karen in LA that they did connect to has died.
That's right. And that was the Bonar Karen, right? That was the one that had the moon bridge that was there?
Yep.
Do they have anything from here that can get us any closer, or is it just walk?
It's just walk.
Okay.
Right.
And so, that's what you guys do. Could I get, because you're using the Umbra, and let me check the phase of the moon. Oh, wonderful. So, it will only be, you'll need to do a perception occult for the group, whomever, and it's diff 5, because it'll be a gibbous moon, so the moon paths are relatively...
That gives me 7.
9 was Zeb's.
Okay.
All right.
All right, you do find, so you are able to find a safe path through the Umbra. It takes about 4 days traveling to get all the way to LA safely. And the Umbra is a fucking mess, to say the least. The city is filled with Banes, a mix of firmlings, a mix of various balefire spirits twisted, lots of rust spiders. There's like pseudo dragon-like creatures flying in the air, similar to the ones that you fought elsewhere, but smaller and weaker, not fully formed yet. The city in the physical world is doing not much better, with the military holding riots in the streets, gunfire going off quite regularly, as people are demanding change while the military is trying to continue to promote order, while the vice president changes the state of, or tries to rebuild the government, such as Congress, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. But until that, there's still martial law going on.
Is there any way to tell, or at least get to a vantage point where we could see if there's a tear open here?
You do see a tear. There is a tear, and there are Bane wind spirits coming out that are actively moving towards, like, in the Umbra, they're going towards it, and in the physical world, there are, like, building fires that they're actively blowing against so that the fire will spread and burn and kill as many people as possible.
Well, do we want to talk to the Sept here and then see about us trying to get in there and take care of that little problem before we go on our way? What do you all think?
Would we have the time?
I mean, we have hours. We can't leave it like this. There's a bunch of Garu that are basically essentially no better than pinned down on a sept, and they're trying to hold ground with no connection to anybody. Leaving this here like this, we're not going to leave them like that.
Can't help. We're able to help. We should help. We got the time.
Right, George.
I have to agree.
Is the Rite of Cleansing still loaded in William's device?
Yeah, I've got one.
You got one stored. Okay, just
Yeah.
making sure. All right. I'd rather, having 3 versus, 1 or 2 is nice, just in case we need it. I wanted to make sure we had that in backup. Excellent. All right, we'll try to make our way to the sept here, such as it is, Keegan.
You're able to go around the city, essentially, because the sept is located, like I said, on what the locals call Bald Mountain, but is seen on the maps as Mount San Antonio. It's about 10 miles it's outside of San Bernardino, and it's probably about, as the crow flies, 30 miles from LA. But you get there, and there are a ton of Garu here. You know that the Karen is not one of the most powerful Karens in the world, but the amount of Garu that are now crammed here, you would think it would be. There's probably 50 Garu here from across what was once 4 septs in one.
I mean, I think we canvassed for info, but whatever questions y'all want to ask of folks.
I was just gonna ask you said that there was like 4 or so septs all kind of congregated here at this point.
Yes.
Which 4 or?
They were the 4 that were in LA that you knew of.
Okay.
Because they're all dead. The Karens died, so they all went to the one Karen that's still alive.
Right.
So there's a large population of Glasswalkers, Bone Gnars, a decent population of Children of Gaia, and it seems a decent chunk of Black Furies here as well.
Well, at least they're not without communication.
Who seems to have kind of de facto taken control of this place, Keegan?
It looks like the Bone Gnars, talking to some of the Bone Gnars, it looks like this sept was originally founded by Bone Gnars and Black Furies after it was essentially ripped away from Older Brother during the War of the Wild West.
And there's still some nascent Cairn energy that's here, albeit probably pretty low.
It'd be about a level 2 Karen.
Okay. I want to differentiate, because just because the sept got huge doesn't mean the Cairn was any better. All right. I mean, we'll try to find the members of Rat's tribe that might be the elder here.
You find Lou Big Can. He's a rather robust child of Rat, and with overalls, looks like he dresses like a garbage man. Looks like that might be what his day job used to be before he left the city. As he looks at you, smiles, or he looks at you, gives you a nod, and goes, "Oh, bless me. Looks like the Ill Omens and Fomori's Bane have come to grace us."
Passing through, we're maybe going to try to take care of that little rip out there before we go.
Be pretty helpful. Those weird hybrid spirits have been giving us all kinds of trouble.
Have you lost anyone to them?
We lost 2. Had to kill them ourselves. The spirit jumped on one and kind of vomited into his mouth, and then his teeth turned to tendrils, his eyes into eels, his fur became like mycelia that drank blood of anyone who touched him, and his center split open into a mouth, but still had all of his gifts intact, but lost his mind and went wild, attacking friend and foe alike. Attacked Banes, attacked fellows, and looked like he was ready to do that same puking trick on someone else before he was taken down.
Does it happen right away?
Pretty fucking quick.
If you can spare some warriors here for some distractions that lets us get through and get close enough, because there's so many Banes, we'll do what we can to take care of that, and maybe try to pull some with us when we're on our way out.
Be appreciated. That rift happened. We tried to do things, but mostly it was a realm of air and fame. Didn't think much about it. Seemed like a strange den realm that just got uncovered. But the Banes seemed real interested in it. It looks like they corrupted the whole realm. Now spirits of infamy and twisted wind spirits have been coming out and making sure that the fires in the area are worse, and we had shit for snow this winter.
Y'all hear any news further up north? That's kind of the general direction we're heading.
Snippets here and there. Heard a cairn of Red Talons marched into some border town and killed every man, woman, and child in it.
Canadian border?
Yeah. Heard tell that some of older brothers gonna try and come here and see if they can help with the cairn, given that it used to be theirs, but they're spread thin. Given that the Midwest is being held hostage because of its oil supplies as well, now that the Gulfs have just become a dead zone. No fishing, no nothing. And the U.S. is trying to rebuild infrastructure so that the riots will stop, and trying to get people power and petrol.
Have you seen any of the Ratkin Farah appear here yet?
Yeah, there's some in the city. They've been going crazy. Spreading something because people have been dying with red sores all over them. Media's been calling it the Red Death. A lot of us are trying to get our kinfolk out of there so that they don't succumb to it. Our regeneration seems to fight it off. But the kin, it gets them, and sometimes they come back. Twisted, gnawing, trying to bite and spreading the disease.
No, we've heard a little bit about that coming around too. And just making sure that you've got a lot of people here, or a lot of Garu here, and keeping ahead of it. Because regeneration will hold it at bay, but it doesn't mean we spread it too. Otherwise, I'll have our Arun come up with a tentative plan to help try to make a couple distractions here as a feint, and we'll get into the city in a few hours if that works.
Yeah, we'll set out a howl for volunteers. I know most are busy trying to get their families out, but I know a few younger ones will probably be willing to march in and earn some glory.
Well, I appreciate your help, and we won't come back this way just to make sure we keep the heat off you, so good luck to you.
Well, certainly could use some luck. Fucking very little of it these days.
And no shit. I'm sorry about the loss of your cairns inside the city. We had made a trip through Skid Row before, and y'all were good to us then.
Yeah. Ain't one your fault. At least not this time.
Oh, plenty of things to be blamed for in the future. Take care.
You too. So they tell you they can amass enough the next day. Some of the younger ones are willing to help tomorrow, but they are in the middle of moving families, things like that, and asking if you're good with that.
We'll assist them with doing that.
Okay.
Which gives us a chance to look around a little bit, and then if anyone player-wise wants to talk to some of these folks that they're with, cool. And then that way, we've done a couple little good turns here before we take care of the real big problem.
Okay. So driving in, there's people on the street. As always, when the case of a new pandemic, it's typically the unhoused who end up suffering it the worst and the hardest. Trash fires, even now, just burning, trying to get rid of the trash because so many public services have shut down. It's smog kind of hitting them, but you can still see the red sores under all the soot, bleeding and oozing pus and blood. People coughing, looking at you up at you with like jaundiced eyes. One of them coughing so hard that his two front teeth actually kind of peel out of his mouth and click onto the concrete beside him. As you finally get to it, go ahead.
Zeb's gonna look at this through the Umbra too, because he wants to see how this is affecting them. I'll try to do without touching them, because I mean these are still people. I'm not gonna put my hands on them.
Sure.
But as we're going on, really looking them over to figure out what this might be, and especially to see if there's some kind of umbral cause that's associated with it too.
Yeah, and looking at it, there doesn't seem to be a real umbral cause. It looks like it's just a super virulent disease, which is creating shadows of Therafuge just forming out of natural shadows in the Umbra as he is gaining strength in this place.
At least if we can stop some of the wind, maybe we can stop the spread.
I've been trying to think about that, and it's it's these strange new spirits, these strange new wormlings that we see that are causing this wind, right? They're to feed the fires, right?
It's the realm of wind and fame that have been corrupted, right? And then that corruption through these creatures. I mean, that's not helping, but they made it there before we did, right? And so when they
Right.
got into those realms, and because we didn't make it there to close it off, every one of those ones that we went to, and we were always followed in by Banes that were trying to get there first. Well, this time, after the good doctor took the bow, they made it in. So they're not helping, but the causal effect is the corruption, probably first and foremost, of the realm. Remember, every place we've gone, there's been some kind of horrible effect because the opening, the rip is there, the tear is there, releasing something, and then having some kind of terrible other effect that's happening out there. Things calm down a little bit. I mean, the thing is, Mark, and I hope I'm wrong, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, but we're going to stop the winds, we might stop the spread, but all of these people are going to probably be dead. And it might even be merciful that they die faster and at least prevent this from spreading more once the winds calm down.
Well, as twisted as it is, that doesn't bode well for the suggestion I had, and that was if the tainted air is what is our concern here. Not like specifically, but it's this realm now is tainted and is now just encouraging this to occur. Well, the best way to get rid of air is to burn it, isn't it? So why not an explosion to close the rift and to purify the air that's already been...
I think we'll see what the nature is, because remember, most of those scars we've been able to close with a rite of cleansing, right? That's how we've done most of this, other than taking an item out. The realm fulfills its duty, and it's done. So something has happened now where the realm's no longer fulfilling its duty of protecting a said item. It's been corrupted, which means we might have to go in. So I'm disinclined to explode it. But, I mean, physics-wise, you're correct. But if we need to go in there and take care of it, we take care of it. But we cleanse to close this rift, and then there's the after effects of what we have to do there, when we're done. And if fresh air comes to the city, that's great. But the danger is then that even fresh air can still carry, an illness or a cataclysmic pandemic-like event that will still spread. So there'll be more to see once we finish the first part. But again, we haven't been up close and personal to this disease yet until now. Let's just see how close we can get, and if we have to go into the realm, that might answer a lot more questions that we have. Explosions are always on the table. I know Cora's excited.
I'm glad she's still excited, definitely.
Options
It's
are
just
great.
concerns with our rite of cleansing as well, because that's most certainly going to attract everything in the area. And that still, too, will cause many deaths.
This is why we're asking
Considering-
for distractions, right? This is like we've had to do before with others. It's just what they have here is so many more people. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. Ugh.
So I guess we'll work through this day, and then
Yeah.
when we're prepared for the next day, Keegan is when we'll guide the group to get down there while other distractions occur to hopefully make way to get through these banes.
Perfect. So you do that. You guys get some rest. And Cora, you are once again just a little old grandma in a log cabin. The snow's outside, the fire's going great, and your granddaughter's got her head resting on your lap.
Can I make a will? Because I remember last time, I didn't know that, like, this felt very, very, very real to me.
Yeah.
Right? Would it be feasible that this feels like almost like a dream since it's happened again? And can I make a willpower roll to see if
You can make a willpower roll to see if it's a dream, yeah.
Okay.
Diff 9, because you just have this whole memory of living happily here.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Wad 9, not just odd.
Not quite a dream. It definitely doesn't feel true to life because you remember something else in the back of your mind. Burning cities, something. But there's something here that's more than a dream. But you can't quite put your finger on it, as little Lisa opens her eyes and kind of shakes her head and says, "Oh, Grandma, did I fall asleep?" I'm wiping the sleepies.
That's okay, baby. You're welcome to sleep.
I know, but
Helps your body grow.
Tanya's gonna make fun of me because she said that I needed to get the kettle ready for you while she got some firewood, since as she notices your pride or remembers your pride and goes, because she wanted to be helpful. Of course, Tanya is your other granddaughter.
Of course. I mean, both of you are so helpful all the time. So it's okay that you didn't get the kettle ready. It's all right.
I'm going to get it ready right now. She gets up and starts getting her hands square as she grabs and she goes, ah! The kettle was a little too close to the fire, so the handle was hot. She burned her hand.
Oh, sweetheart, come here. Let me take a look at that.
As you do, it's a little burn, not too terrible, but definitely like it needs a little bit of attention.
Okay, I'll give it the attention that I can.
Yeah.
Does it look like I need to, like, mother's touch her hand?
No, you get a little bit of snow, place it there, and she kind of winces, but it cools down quickly so that the wound stops burning instantly, so that everything kind of works out.
So these children in my vision, my dream, would be children of Sven, yes?
That's what they've claimed, yes.
Okay. So they would know all about that. We're Garu and kinfolk and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
okay. So I'll look at her and I'll smile and I'll be like, I'm sure there'll come a day when this isn't, you can heal it right away, where it won't be so bad.
The door swings open as you see your other granddaughter, a little older than Lisa, walk in. She's got an axe and she's got like the little sled with firewood. She's a Spitfire with a short braid, holding the axe on one shoulder, and she's pretty well built for what looks to be a 13, 14-year-old girl. She's definitely been hitting the weights like Grandma Cora used to do in her heyday.
Tanya, come bring that over here next to the fire, please, sweetheart.
Okay. Is the kettle not on? As she closes the door and kind of gives a glare at Lisa.
It's all right. Lisa hurt herself. We just took care of it.
Okay, well, I've got it, Grandma. Don't worry. She uses the axe to leverage it and put the kettle over the fire.
Thank you, Tanya. You're working hard. What's going on? You doing all right? Something on your mind?
I work hard so that great Fenris will smile upon me. Has to in one of our family. As she looks at Lisa again.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this little brat. Based on my memories of this life, would you say that that Cora believes that Fenris is proud of her and thinks she's doing a good job and stuff? Because that's exactly what I was thinking. Shot is like, this little brat is one in our family. Are you fucking kidding me, girl?
Great Fenris is disappointed that you asked.
That's fine. Sam's asking. Cora's not.
Yeah. Sam, I think that'd be appropriate.
Okay. Tanya, you one of us?
One of this generation. I'm sorry, Grandma. She looks down.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Fenris knows that everyone in our family has their strengths.
Yes, Grandma.
Tanya, what does strength mean to you?
Never bending the knee, to stand tall by my own power, my own ideals.
And do you think that when someone makes a mistake or is younger than you, then they are weak?
I think forgetting chores that one was directly told would be helpful. Makes one weak.
And if it was my fault that she forgot the chores, if I said, come over here, cuddle with Grandma, take a nap, is that on you to decide?
No, Grandma.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. Thank you for the wood, and thank you for getting my kettle ready. You can take a rest. It's okay.
I will. She puts the axe by the front door. I'm sorry again, Grandma. We're hoping that you'll be able to speak about some of your great battles at the moot tonight. I know some of the younger ones are looking forward to hearing about how Cora Worm Destroyer fell upon her enemies.
They really ran out of date names, huh?
I could tell you guys about the time where, in this memory, do I have the time where I ripped out my own ribs? Please
Yes.
tell me. Sick. I'll tell you guys about the time I ripped my own ribs out to slay the worm and its spawn.
And you regale them, and the two nod and smile. And Tanya kind of speaks up and goes, "You've stayed at Two-Hearts, but Grandma, you're gonna have to choose soon." And you wake up. The sun is shining. It's a new day.
And I will lean on my pack mates and oh my god, I had a freaking one of those dreams again.
Dimitri here is in his cardboard palace.
I'm pacing and I'm like,
Is it the free steak dream or the family dream?
the family one.
Oh.
I wouldn't be so upset if it was the free steak dream. That would make me happy. I would love free steak.
It seems like
And
a pretty uplifting dream, if you ask me.
Well, I'll tell them about like the beats in the dream and Tanya and what she said, and I want to know where these dreams are coming from. Is it a dream? Is it a vision? Need to know that first. Also, talking it out. If it's a vision, are these two grandchildren representative of the Two-Hearts bit that Tanya's saying that I need to choose between? I need to figure that out. And I don't know how to figure that out. I've read 2 books.
Mark, you've known Cora a long time. I mean, how many times has she's been told about pick one or the other? I feel like that question's been thrown at you quite a bit, Cora.
It
Usually
has.
they do it to get your goat, but
They do, but I don't think that I need to choose.
Cora has always struggled with the concept of freedom from choice.
So does Sam, because I don't understand what that means.
It means that you feel that you don't need to make a decision or like a choice. Like if 2 choices are too difficult, the third choice is you just don't make a choice, regardless of consequence, thinking that that consequence would be less.
how'd you
That's
get that
kind of
deed
the-
name, right?
Yeah. Two-Hearts. You feel so fervent about the situation, but yet you do not. You would have 2 choices occur at the same time rather than choose one. But these are just the observations from your third. Rhea.
I am making the choice to keep myself this way. I think that I fully believe that kindness and generosity, as well as physical strength, determination, all of those things, they all go hand in hand.
The strong defend the weak.
I'd posit this, and if I recall correctly, journeying through the abyss and the underworld, weren't you told something about having to choose between pain and war? If I recall, your deed name came about because of the possibility, exactly what you're saying is there's compassion and reason and all of the good traits that you've listed that you have. And part of me thinks when you give someone a name like that, you're kind of insulting the other half of the heart, right? The war heart. It doesn't mean that you know for a fact that the Ghetto Fenris aren't mindless killers. They're incredibly passionate. They have their stance on everything, but I agree with Mark. I think it was always a challenge for you to figure out who you were. And if you declared yourself to be that thing, I don't think it's as binary as we think it is. I think that you just make a declaration at that point. And no longer do you have to consult one or the other. Like Mark said, if you make the choice and you are who you are, that's it. We're going to have plenty of time to grieve, but I remember that message. What do you think about that? Because you're the one having the dreams, not me.
Out of character, maybe I'm not quite understanding, because I thought that
It was
Like,
pain or peace.
this is
I
my
believe.
state. Pain or peace.
That's-
Gotcha.
sorry, that's my
Peace,
fault,
my
yeah.
bad. Pain or peace, my bad.
Okay.
I wrote it down too, somewhere. Pain or peace.
I mean, I've made it quite clear. Like, I am willing to go through the pain so that others can have the peace. Like, not everybody doesn't get to have peace, but some people can.
Refresh my memory at how your deed name came about. Because this was bestowed upon you by Final Days when you were still Elder of your Sept, or was it somebody else?
Final Days was still Elder of the Sept, yes. While we were still Cleoth, I was very torn between Geta Fenris and Children of Gaia. I went to Bloodwind because I don't even remember why at this point, and that is the name that he gave me. I know, our feud has gone back for many, many years. I think it's okay now, but it is what it is. And I've learned since then, part of that struggle was because I carry both within me. My parents are kin from either, or from both.
I've never been in that position. Mark, did you have any others in your family that were not children of Gaia?
Not that could come immediately to mind, but I certainly know that my father, or rather, ex-father, was not children of Gaia. No, he was. Hold on. No, he was
Silverfang.
Silverfang. Yeah, but he's the only one that comes to mind.
I don't know. If I were to interpret it from my take, someone that's not so close as Mark is and has been for a longer period of time, but I think I still know you pretty well, you're going to have to make a choice at some point, or at least that's what you're being challenged to do. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And so while you think you're going to be, keeping this path, and you have, you're one of the bravest warriors I've ever known, and one of the best. I wouldn't be out here with you if you weren't. But you're going to probably be asked to make a choice at some point that'll be unsavory to you, and it won't be the advantage anymore of trying to reason your way to have those two things come together. There are certain choices that I think that the children of Gaia, even as a tribe, will make. They'll be very, very different than decisions and actions that'll be taken by the Get of Fenris. And really it'll be a matter of the future that you get to have. And some of those choices might mean that what you see before you of Sven having a family that you get to be a grandma to, fantastic. I don't even know if that means that's an ideal outcome. Is that the ideal for you? Is that would every one of your choices that you could make, would that be the goal that you'd want to have?
Ideally, sure. No. Saying it out loud, no. Ideally, I'd want Sven and any children that he has to have that peace, that life.
Because I notice who's absent there is Sven, right?
Yeah.
It's you and your grandchildren.
Yeah.
If those choices meant in that instance that you want to make sure that he's the one sitting there in a little house with his children and that you aren't there, that would mean that you've made a choice, and probably a very difficult one. And if you're telling me that that is not the outcome, and I believe it in your single heart, because I think too many people say two hearts to you to insult you and not to say it in a genuine way, or to be snarky about it, that might very well be one of the choices you have to make. Because you'll get that, the venerable elder and the next generation of children, and some folks that you desperately want to be there absent, or a young family that's there instead. And I think Mark has the right of it at its core. That decision might be one that you don't like to have, but you'll have to make. Maybe that's peace. I don't know.
I know that I'm not going to like the decision, but it'll be an easy decision to make. If it's the decision between me having peace and, me and my grandchildren, or Sven and his children, easy decision. Easiest decision I've ever made.
I would posit to you that it might just not be a decision as easy as the right or wrong decision being made, but the path that you pursue based off of a conversation and your own initiative, your own thought, your own passion behind it, your own conviction. If it's a conviction-based decision in the direction that you go, if you're swayed or if a decision is made, I don't think of it as right or wrong, or at least I wouldn't for now. Because you say, yeah, it'd be easy if it was right or wrong, right? If it's the hardest decision you might have to make coming up, I would keep that in mind.
Okay.
You're no stranger to having to make hard decisions, right? I don't know what the hardest looks like. I'm a little scared to know what that looks like for us.
Heck yeah.
But we make one, right? Like Mark said, one.
Yep.
Lads, do you have any dreams about grandchildren? Or are we all just single and alone in our box?
Single and alone.
You probably have a cool apartment, though, at least it's not a box, right? Come on. Just give you an apartment?
Well,
a condo?
I didn't say that I was in a box. I just said I was single and alone.
Which
I
means
take
you
it
still
back.
have money.
I'm single, but I have you guys. So I'm not alone.
And poorer for it.
That
Oh,
I'll
I
agree to.
Haven't really thought about it since the last orgy, but you are right. You are right. That special someone, I don't think I got that special.
How you even have to make a choice between the children of Gaia and the Get of Fenris, Cora Two-Hearts, I do not know. I can only imagine what Bloodwind said to you in that period of time. I'm sorry I missed it.
Oh, I'm sure you're so very, very sorry that you missed it. I'm sure. Incredibly sorry, huh?
Maybe I'll ask him about it sometime, but he's a gobber of few words, so he might not have much to say. All right, I think we need to get about it getting down into the city. Let's hope those youngins get to work here soon.
And so they do, and they do lay out a distraction as you get to the giant rift. And once again, pack-based Gnosis roll. Diff 6, please, to enter this realm.
Do you want to make it or do you want me to?
You can make it.
Okay.
All right, you both enter instantaneously. And as you stand there, you all take 1 point of bashing damage. As you see various things of innocence there, various what appear to be culturally significant artifacts, and this horrid blob in the center of the realm, reaching and grabbing, laughing, bubbles bursting from it as it belches out bile that turn into additional spirits of infamy. What are you gonna do?
I think it's time to fuck this thing up.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's fucking go.
Right.
As you're rushing towards it, you notice that you're not taking damage. And who's in front, would we say?
I would assume
Our runes.
myself and William, yeah.
All right. So, Cora, William, you guys both pass like a beautiful picture that is very culturally significant, and you do nothing to it, I assume?
Correct.
Sure.
All right. I need you to roll willpower difficulty 8.
Nice.
Cora, you instantly stop as the thought of not being infamous gets to you, and you take another point of bashing damage
Ouch.
as you start rushing again. Yes, Zeb.
No, I guess my question is there some gifts that we can activate kind of as we're making transit here?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I will activate Spirit Ward.
I would like to do that too. Let me get my
I'll activate Razor Claws.
Ugh, not like that. Let's mulligan that sucker. Holy.
Give an essence to the Banes.
Yeah, here you go, guys.
Every
Where's my
time.
spirit ward? There it is.
In honor of Roy.
Wow. Ooh, at least I got one. Jeez.
Got a 1 on my spirit ward.
I'll activate Razor Claws too.
All right. As you guys get closer, you start passing more things. I do need one more willpower check from everyone. Diff 8. If you fail this, you lose a willpower point.
I'm going to lose many willpower.
Well, that isn't a botch, so you lose 1. So if you failed, lose 1. If you botched, lose 2. If you succeeded, you're fine. As you get to the thing, your spirit ward's kind of hurting it, but you see underneath it, it looks like it might be the spirit that was holding this place open, and the potential rite of cleansing could save it and this realm.
Well, we can fire that from William's device, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And that one did succeed. As you flash out the device, the creature is saved as you see this great desert eagle fall back exhausted, and the realm around you starts to dissipate and die. The few remaining uncorrupted wind spirits blasting off in all directions as the rift disappears and you find yourself back in the penumbra.
Well done, everyone. William, I'll reload it when we get to our next stop. That is a good thing to have.
That it is.
And so, you guys are gonna start heading up to Canada?
Yeah, we'll head north. Because I think we're gonna end up coming across gun to my head. Unified Heart, right? As we're making our way up, we'll through Washington. We'll hit Unified Heart.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, that'll be our next real stop, where we kind of stay and rest for a long period, long period of time, but for a time.
Okay.
We'll be there as we make our way through Cali.
Awesome. Well, so it takes you about 5 days to get up that way, moving as fast as possible. You do get a phone call from Appleton.
Assuming we're being jammed. Hey, cuz, what's going on? Or we're being collected on.
We found him. The cancer, they found the cancer, yep.
Oh, that's great news. I was really worried about him.
Yeah,
Is it where we thought it was?
Crossed up. It moved a bit further up north on him. Right around the collarbone. northern side of it. It metastasized though, but it looking like that we might be able to cut it out. But we might need a little help from you. The insurance isn't going to cover all of it.
No, I can be in the car pretty soon and on the road.
Wonderful.
I was just checking in with Aunt Linda, and yeah, we can make our way up there in pretty short order. It shouldn't be a long car drive for us.
Could you meet me at our favorite cafe up in Vancouver? You know the one that's kind of sounds like my name.
Absolutely, that'd be great. And maybe we can bring something good as a treat when we keep on the road. All right, give me a little time. We can be there. What time is it right now, Keegan?
It is. You just got to the Sept first thing in the morning. It's March 16th.
Mm-hmm.
The getting to the border, which is probably now Bane Central now as well, given the militarization of it. It'll probably take a couple more days. If you choose to stay here a couple days, early April is probably a good choice.
I was honestly thinking about channeling a loon spirit and just opening a moon bridge to the location I want to go to, and have us move that way at this point if it's faster. But we can also wait and do it overland. So I guess I'm asking from the storyteller perspective, does, Zeb using his power and or plot points that are here and things doesn't matter for the course of the game? Plus Tyler isn't here yet.
Yeah, she's suggesting that she needs to still make her way up there.
Okay.
Can you give her 3 days?
Yeah, absolutely we can. Absolutely. I can stay here at our aunt's house a little bit longer and then make my way.
Thanks.
Yep, no problem. All right, we'll see you then, and thanks for the update.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep, bye. All right, so Zeb will hang up. Good doctor's on the move outside of Vancouver. Appleton wants to try to strike in 3 days. We'll hang out here until then, and then make our move up north to get to him.
Sounds good.
I'm ready.
Well, we'll have a little bit of a chance here in Vancouver to see the lay of things, and maybe see if we bring a few others other than just us. I don't know how bad this is going to be.
I think maybe we can. Yeah. I think maybe we need all the help we can get at this point.
Well, there might be some good information to find up this way too. I want to know more about that red talon strike across the border, other stuff like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I was going to say, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be bad. Like, there's no question about that.
There's some talons I want to, and I think to your point, there's some talons I think we need to prepare. I think I want to reload your device with a ritual and some other things that we'll do, I think, before we make our move, in addition to just making sure that we're not being seen. So, no, I think you're right. I think we'll give ourselves some time to prep here and then see what's been happening here at Unified Heart.
Yep.
I might be able to ask a local Korak spirit, maybe see if they saw something happen at the Red Talon incident.
Korak spirit?
Oh, sorry. Just Koraks.
I mean, we've definitely had an improved relationship with them, so there's probably some information that we can exchange based off of the plague and other things we've seen, and then maybe something that they've seen up that way. And they might appreciate too that the winds are no longer deadly and horrible coming from the LA area. So no, it's a good idea for some information. And plus you all can talk to an old friend.
Yeah. I have a dream I think I could share with them that might have information that I feel should be spread out to the nation.
And we will all see how that shakes out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We'll catch you in that next episode. Bye.
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 Excelsior!